he took me into his band. They had a band in Moses, Arcadia, big place. And they took me in and they called me to gopher because I wasn't ready to sit and play in a big band like that just in 2 weeks' time.
How old would you have been then?
Oh, I was 17, about 17, yes. And after 2 weeks, I caught on so fast that they offered me a steady job and I couldn't take it because too many bigger guys offered me the same thing, jobs.
No, it was a nice choice to have.
Well, yeah, I had a great choice once I started to really play. And then I went with the show, The Dumbbells, in 1924. It was a military show, organized during the war. There were some famous stars in it, and they offered me $100 a week for 20 minutes work on the stage. We had a stage band, lovely stage band. And I was coast to coast in Canada. Every day nothing crying, we were there. The big cities like His Majesty's Theatre, or we rehearsed at the Grand in Toronto, the old Grand.
Where was that?
That was on Adelaide Street, just west of Yonge. And there was a big case then, and a small case. The fellow that he was buried, he was murdered and buried in the cellar. So they say. The papers were full of it for months. But that's where we rehearsed, and we opened there, and we stayed there 3 weeks, and we went out to Vancouver, and we stayed 2 weeks, and 2 weeks in Winnipeg, and all the other little places, one-night stands.
This was in 1925? 24. So were you married around this time?
Yes, I got married.
And then you were traveling a lot while you were married?
Oh, yeah.
So that was...
I was traveling home because my wife wanted to stay home and put the bus in the back. And if I took her, I wouldn't have a nickel. I'd have to pay a fare.
No, I was just wondering if you were traveling then as a single man or if you were a married man. It made it a little more difficult once you were married and you had to leave your home.
Oh, well, that wasn't hard. And I had a great time. It was a lot of great fun. Oh, we had a wonderful time. And after that, I moved to Detroit.
When was that?
1926, something like that.
Was there more opportunity there?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I went to it right away. Had no trouble. And all the big shots were in Detroit. Jim Goldkessel, he had all the men from Jimmy Dorsey, Tommy Dorsey, they were all in the band. And I worked with the lead alto player. I played alto. And the lead alto player turned out to be Glenn Gray, Glenn Gray's band later on. I went with them for a little while, and we toured the United States. Cleveland, we were in Cleveland for 2 weeks. All the hops, they call them there.
So you moved your home from Toronto to Detroit?
Yes.
At that time?
At the time. And there were just the two of us. Got an apartment. And I was fortunate to get into the bands, in the big bands in Detroit, because the quality, ability, and tonal quality of the instrument I played out of, and through that I had all kinds of work until the Depression. After the Depression, the salaries went down from $100 to $30, so that wasn't enough. So I came home and I went right into the King Edward Hotel with Luigi Romanelli.
This was in the 30s?
That was in the 30s.
The early 30s?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It was about 31. Something like that. And I stayed with him for 18 years in the one band. But I was doing studio work at the same time in the afternoons.
And what do you mean by that?
I mean, behind American artists would come up, I'd be in the band. Pussy Faith, you've heard of him?
Yes.
Well, he was our director. He was our arranger and director in the Roman Ellis Orchestra. And through him and Samuel Hirschenbaum, which also was a musical director, I worked in the afternoon in the orchestra behind American vocalists and singers came. So I doubled my money.
It was like freelance work.
That's all. Yes, you would call that. And I remember Luigi found out and he said, "You don't work for anybody else?" At my band, no one works for anyone else. So I said, "All right, then I'm sorry, I'll have to leave your band because I'm making more money freelancing than you're paying me." So he quieted down and he forgot that. He said, "All right, go ahead." Because he really wanted me. I think, not to be too modest, I was the mainstay of their band. I was a leader, like a concertmaster. I was a leader of the saxophone section.